So today I have something extremely important to share with you because people are getting sick again. And when I say people, I'm talking about a lot of people. And I'm completely shocked because this is something that's not even being talked about in the news or really anywhere right now. And so that's why I felt the need to really come with you today with this. And this is not intended to scare you, but I am here to prepare you for what is here right now and what is coming. So I'm about to give you an important list of things that you need to take into consideration and get right now. And please make sure you watch this entire video because you don't want to miss anything that will help to protect you and your family. What's up guys, this is Monique and welcome back to the channel. I am back with the news that you can definitely use today. But first, if you are new here, hello, bonjour, hola, aloha, konnichiwa, wagwan, shalom, assalamu alaikum, jambo chow, namaste. So the things I'm about to share with you, I have personally gotten a 6-month supply of all of this. And I am going to literally show you the things that I have. But before we hop into this list, let me tell you something. Yes, I am a nurse practitioner. I am a licensed medical provider. However, today I am not coming to you as a nurse practitioner. I'm just coming to you as someone who has done some research. I see what's going on out there. I hear what's going on out there, and I am preparing myself. And so I wanted to share with you the things that I am just doing. Please always know, no matter who comes on this good internet and give you information, make sure you always do your own research and also consult with your doctor before you do anything. But according to the stats, the research, all of the things that I've been looking into, those numbers are spiking and they are spiking fast. Of course, it is heavier in more places than others. This is a map right here of the United States right now. And keep in mind, this is according to the positive tests that they know of. But as you know, many people, first and foremost, don't even test at all. They get symptoms because this can be mild, feel like a cold. And so when you have a cold, you don't really do a test a lot of times, but also a lot of people are testing at home. So these results are based on what these hospitals and doctors' offices are seeing. So it's way more than this. But it's showing right here, there are states that are at the end of the spectrum. So that's why I said we need to hop on this and protect ourselves now. And the first thing on the list that I want to share with you that I got is vitamin D3. This is my vitamin D3 right here. And again, I say D3, not D2. There are several different kinds, but D3 is more effective and supports immune function. And there are studies out there that shows that this vitamin actually can decrease the risk of you getting respiratory infections. And it can also improve the outcome of people who do get some. So I made sure that I grabbed the vitamin D3 because I know that I'm deficient in this particular vitamin. And according to the research, so are many other people that are melanated, especially those that have darker skin. And so this is going to be something that is crucial, especially with what we are up against right now. Before I share the next thing we need to make sure we are stocked up on during this season, because it will get rough, let's take a quick lunch break because we also need our nutrients. And thank you to Cook Unity for sponsoring this video. Cook Unity is the first chef to you meal delivery service, and they are made up of over 70 chefs that believe great food should be for everyone. I personally never would have imagined that restaurant quality food could be so nutritious. And with Cook Unity, each week award-winning chefs craft hundreds of globally inspired meals. And with a weekly subscription, you can choose from over 7 different dietary preferences, from vegetarian to keto. They have paleo, there's also vegan options, and they even have gluten-free options. And these meals are then delivered to you fresh, never frozen, and they are fully cooked, so all you have to do is heat them up. And another good thing is the subscription is super flexible. You can pause it, you can skip weeks if you need to, or you can cancel at any time. So today I am eating a smoky barbecue salmon made by Chef David Adden. All of the meals I got this week are filled with so many different flavors, it never gets boring. Like this Baja style fish tacos with the chipotle mayo drizzle, and a Caribbean snapper stew with red beans and rice and sweet plantains. I love that it also shows me how many calories I'm consuming with these meals so that I can stay on track. So make sure you go to cookunity.com/Hintons50 or click the link down in the description or use my code Hintons50 to get 50% of your first order of Cook Unity meals to try them out for yourself. Alright, so let's get back into the important things we need to stock up on. So this is the next supplement that I made sure I grabbed. This is some vitamin C. Now I have to get the chew tabs. I am really bad with swallowing pills. That's just my preference. You don't have to get the ones that are chewable. But as we all know, vitamin C helps to support the immune system. So that's something that's important to have right now. Because the research shows, I go by research when it comes to these things, but it shows that this is something that may decrease the amount of time that you have an infection as well as how severe it is. So that's another one that I have. I have a ton of stuff on here and I want to make sure that I get to all of these things so that you guys can have it too. And the next one on the list is going to be Zinc. I have a particular brand of Zinc that has other products in it too, and I'm going to go over those after this one as well. But not only does Zinc help with your immune function, but if you are actually low, if you are deficient in Zinc, it has been linked to you being more likely to get an infection. And there's also some evidence that shows that Zinc can decrease the amount of time that you have an illness as well. Now I'm sure you all should be familiar with elderberry. I know that everybody went crazy and they were grabbing all of the elderberry when this first started occurring, and the reason being is because this is something that contains antioxidants and it is something that has been traditionally used to support immune health. And there are also studies out there that says this is something that can decrease the severity and the amount of time that you have flu or other infections. And we are up against a lot right now. We're about to get into flu season. Again, I just showed you the spikes that's going on with the other infections that are out there as well. So these are things that we need to just prepare our body in general for all of the things that are going on right now. But in this Zinc that I have, these are gummies. If you can see that, let me know if you can smell it. They smell so good. This is what it looks like. The reason I grabbed this one, I like it because this one comes with vitamin D3, elderberry, echinacea, and it has the zinc in it. And so I try to decrease the amount of different things that I have to take when I can find something that has multiple things in it. So that just makes it easier, because I mean, if you have to take 12 pills at one time, you can get discouraged and probably will quit doing it. But the last supplement that I want to share with you that's important is a probiotic, and this is a probiotic that I found. All of these things are things that I found on Amazon, and I will put a link to my Amazon storefront down below. I put everything together just so that you can see if you're interested in any of those things. But I really don't think that a lot of people realize the importance of probiotics. Probiotics are beneficial bacteria that supports gut health, and this is something that is linked to your overall immune function. And this is something that also may reduce your chances of even getting an infection. There's so many more layers to probiotics I won't get into, but just know that it is an important factor in your overall health. Now the next thing that we want to make sure that we are doing right now is staying hydrated. This is the type of water I drink. I get spring water. I love spring water. This is 23 ounces of it. I drink about 5 of these bottles a day. I really try to hit a gallon of water a day. That may not be the amount of water that you need to consume, but the typical rule of thumb to see how much water you should be consuming in a day is to drink half of your body weight in ounces. So I have a ton of water that is stored in my pantry, but not only do you need some water, another important thing for you to have is some electrolyte packets. Like I have these right here. You can do the solutions, you can do the packets like these. If you are worried about the amount of calories in there, they have some that are keto friendly, 0 calorie or no sugar added type. But the electrolyte packets will help to prevent and treat dehydration, and that is something that is very important during this season, especially if you end up getting sick. Now there are some over-the-counter medications that I have here as well, and of course I had to have a lot of this stuff. My mother-in-law is a pharmacist, so she makes sure we also have these things as well. So one of the main things I want to make sure I have is a pain reliever and fever reducer, which I have some Tylenol. These are the rapid release ones because when I need them, okay? and I got some extra strength. But you don't have to get Tylenol. Another one I grabbed is some ibuprofen. Another pain reliever I have is aspirin, and I keep aspirin on me just because aspirin is something important if, you know, someone was to have an acute heart attack. It can help by giving them some aspirin. So I always like to have that just in my house in general. I also wanted to make sure I get an antihistamine 24-hour one. I don't like to take them every 12 hours. Like, I need it to work for the full day, so I don't have to keep remembering to take this stuff. But I went with the cetirizine. That is basically Zyrtec. You could go with the Claritin. There's Zyzol. You can even get you some Benadryl. That'll help, especially if you just need to get you a little sleep while you're going through what you're going through, if you go through. But you just have to go with the ones that just work best for you. Another thing that I have is Sudafed. I thought I had it here on the table, but I do not. It must be in the room, but that's a decongestant. Now, when it comes to Sudafed, you want to make sure you get the one that has pseudoephedrine in it. You don't want the one with phenylephrine, because there is research that proves that they are selling you phenylephrine, and phenylephrine don't even work. You're basically taking a placebo, a water pill. So make sure if you grab yourself some Sudafed, you are taking the one with pseudoephedrine in it. And you can also grab some combination medications that have several of these things together, again, so that you don't have to take all of these different things. You can do something like Theraflu. I have the day and night one in case you need a little sleep or if you need to stay up. You can also get Dayquil, you can get Robitussin. Now, those are pretty much all of the medications. Another thing I made sure I stock up on, now please don't go buy out every single one of these things, y'all, but you just do want to make sure that you have some available and ready in case you need it, and that's going to be N95 masks. And these can actually be pricey. I have these right here. I have got these N95 masks. I wanted to make sure I grabbed the ones that's regulated by the United States because that's where I live. They also have the KN95. I did get some of those as well. These are just regulated by China, and they actually may be a bit more affordable than the N95, so you have to just get whichever ones work best for you. But I do have a few more items that I did purchase, but it is definitely worth me mentioning right now that your best friend during this time is going to be washing your hands, because that's the number one way that things are spread. Just use soap and water. It doesn't matter if it's antibacterial soap, just make sure you're using soap and water and washing your hands for at least 20 seconds. That helps to remove viruses and bacteria from your hand. You also want to make sure you have some hand sanitizer. I have a whole box of this stuff, y'all. This is the little personal ones that you can carry with you on the go. And when you get hand sanitizers, just make sure you have the ones that have at least 60% alcohol, because 60% or above is more effective at killing germs, and the ones I have actually have 70% in them. Now, the next thing that I had to make sure my household have is thermometers. I have two different kinds. I have the digital one, of course, that we can put in our mouth, and then I also bought a touch-free one. You know, those are always good to have on hand. Make sure you're not having any fevers, because then you'll know that you can treat it with one of these other medications that we have. Another thing I have is like some disinfectant wipes. We want to make sure that we're keeping our area clean. Just, you know, it's just things I got to make sure that we are being safe during this time. I have some Lysol, the sprays. I got sprays, I have wipes, I have all kind of cleaning chemicals in my home. We just want a germ-free environment. Other than that, the last thing I make sure that I get, because of any kind of emergency that can happen, is to make sure that I have non-perishable type of food stocked up in my pantry. Those will be things like beans, rice. You can do different type of canned vegetables and fruits. You just want to have enough of something there just in case things ever were to shut down again, which I don't think that it will get to that point, but I never thought it would get to that point before anyway. So this is just something to make sure that you have in your house in case for any reason you are unable to get to a grocery store, you will be able to make it. So again, I have listed a ton of things in my Amazon storefront. I'm going to drop that down in the description so that you can go there, check those things out, purchase it, or you can just check my list against your list, see if anything's different, anything you may feel like you have to grab. But more important than any of that, I pray that you all are safe out there, that you are protected during this season, and I hope that this has helped you. Please like this video because that helps me out, and I thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out. Peace.